In the world of high finance, names fade, but the math remains. Welcome to Cold Numbers. Today, we look at the ledger that owns the world. In June 1815, the fate of Europe was decided on a muddy field in Belgium. But the real victory didn't happen with a bayonet. It happened in the London Stock Exchange. At the time, the British government believed they were losing. The mood was grim. Consols, government bonds, were being sold off in a panic. Then, a man named Nathan Rothschild walked onto the floor. He didn't say a word, he just started selling. Seeing the most powerful banker in London dump his holdings, the room spiraled into a frenzy. Everyone sold. The British economy was collapsing. Then, at the very bottom, when the price was nothing but cold numbers, Nathan quietly bought everything. Hours later, the official news arrived. Napoleon had been defeated. Nathan hadn't just won, he had used a 48-hour information advantage to become the owner of the British economy. This wasn't luck. It was the birth of a system that still runs the world today. Why are we talking about a 200-year-old family in 2026? Because we are living in the financial grid they designed. Most people think of wealth as a big pile of cash. The Rothschilds understood that wealth is actually a series of connections. They didn't just want to be rich, they wanted to be the plumbing of the global economy. While other empires were built on land and armies, Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the patriarch, realized that money has no borders. He sent his 5 sons to the 5 most important cities in Europe: London, Paris, Frankfurt, Vienna, and Naples. Think of it as the world's first high-speed internet, made of horses and carrier pigeons. By the time a king found out he had lost a war, the Rothschilds had already priced that loss into the market. They weren't playing the game, they were the scoreboard. Let's look at the hidden mechanism. How do you own a country? You don't invade it, you lend to it. Before the Rothschilds, kings borrowed money from people they usually ended up killing or banishing to avoid paying the debt. It was a high-risk, low-reward business. The Rothschilds changed the math. They created sovereign debt. By spreading their family across Europe, they could move gold across borders faster than any government. If the King of England needed £5 million to fight a war, Nathan provided it. But he didn't just give him a bag of gold, he created a bond system. Here is the cold number reality. When a government borrows money from a private bank, the citizens of that country become the collateral. Your taxes aren't just paying for roads, they are paying the interest on the debt your great-grandfather's government took out to fight a war you've forgotten. The irony, the Rothschilds often funded both sides of the same war. If France won, the Paris branch profited. If England won, the London branch profited. The house always wins, because the house is the one holding the ledger. In the modern era, the name Rothschild has become a magnet for conspiracy theories. People talk about secret meetings and world domination, but the reality is much more boring, and because of that, much more dangerous. The hype says they own every central bank. The cold numbers say they simply pioneered the concept of the central bank. They taught the world that the most powerful thing in an economy isn't the gold in the vault, it's the ability to issue By the mid-1800s, the family's wealth was estimated to be the equivalent of nearly half the world's total wealth at the time. To put that in 2026 perspective, imagine if Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and the entire Saudi royal family were all cousins and they all shared the same bank account. They realized early on that visible power is a target, invisible power is a legacy. As the 20th century progressed, they moved their wealth into private holdings, trusts, and complex corporate layers. They didn't disappear, they just became the background noise of the financial system. So, what is the risk? The Rothschilds system is built on one thing: trust in the number. As long as we believe that the debt is real and the interest must be paid, the system works. But we are currently seeing a global shift. Total global debt is now triple the size of the entire global GDP. We are living in a mathematical impossibility. The Rothschilds thrived in a world of scarcity where they controlled the flow of physical gold. Today, we live in a world of digital abundance where money can be printed with a keystroke. When the cold numbers no longer add up, the system they built faces its first real test. Can a family legacy survive a world where the very concept of money is being questioned by decentralized finance and AI-driven economies? The Rothschilds didn't build an empire of land, they built an empire of time. By lending money to be paid back over decades, they ensured their influence would outlast the kings who signed the papers. We often ask, who runs the world? But perhaps the better question is, who owns the debt of the people who think they run the world? The next time you look at a graph of the global economy, don't look at the peaks or the valleys. Look at the grid underneath. That's where the real power lives. And the grid doesn't care about your politics, it only cares about the math. The Rothschilds didn't just build a bank, they built a mirror that shows us that power isn't about who wears the crown, but who owns the debt of the person wearing the crown.
Are you the lender or are you the collateral? Sleep well.